Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Confessions of a Yarn Addict podcast. My name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns, I teach knitting workshops in person and online, and I sell pretty yarns. And normally the shelves behind me are full of yarns. I'm filming this. It's the last day of September when I'm filming this. I'm filming this quite a bit earlier than when it'll go out, just because I've got so much coming up over the next week. So this is my only chance to film it. So by the time this video is actually going to be live, those shelves will be filled with yarn. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. So this is episode 60 of the Confessions of a Yarn Addict podcast. I'm going to share some snippets from Yarndale, talk about Yarndale. I'll show you what I bought at Yarndale. I didn't buy very much, I bought one thing. I'll show you some finished socks, what I'm working on, project I've decided to abandon, and some other stuff I've got planned. September's been a really busy month, and October is going to be even more busy. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, whether you're a returning viewer or a new viewer. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. The week before Yarndale today, we're leaving. It's Friday. We're leaving on Tuesday afternoon, so I've got to pack the car on Monday, and I have all my orders are arriving this week. So I've got one yarn order, got another yarn order coming today. I don't know whether to like film opening that and things, and then do like a little vlog and put it out in the week before Yarndale, or whether this will be in my next podcast after Yarndale. So if you come to Yarndale and this is before Yarndale, then you can come and find this on my stand, but this may be after Yarndale, so I might edit this bit out. But I thought I would order some Knit Pro products for Yarndale. I'm just looking to see if my lens is a little bit, do I need to clean my lens? I'm not sure. Apologise if it's a bit so focused. So I ordered some stuff. One thing, little bag of sweets. My supplier always puts in a little bag of sweets. So I ordered some of the new Knit Pro Mindful Collection stuff. They come in little bags like that. I need to check pricing and things. And I got some of these little rainbow scissors. They're folding scissors. They feel a little bit stiff to start with, but they do loosen up, because the one I got originally, which I used in the review video, and I'll link the review video at the end of this video and below. And in the review video, I said that I think I said the scissors were a bit tight. Well, they do loosen up. And I do like they come in little gift bags like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the one that I have. I mean, they do have the tag on them telling you what's in them, but I'm going to bring the one that I personally bought for me and use that as a kind of display thing, and then these come in little gift bags. So I don't always sell accessories like that, so I'll be interested to see how that goes. And then I got another little gift bag. These are the row counters. These are, they're packaged up, so I'm not going to take them out. I forgot they were packaged up like that, so I'm not going to take them out. That's what they look like. I think I said in my review that I quite like them, but I didn't think they were as good. They didn't feel as good quality as the Clover row counters. Now the supplier I got this from also does the Clover row counters, and I wasn't quite sure to get these or the Clover ones. And I checked the price and things, and I think these look a bit pretty, and I like the little gift bag and things, and they are a little bit cheaper. I think they are probably, I don't think they're quite half the price of the Clover ones, but probably about 2/3 of the price, I think, of the Clover ones. They're a little bit smaller. I've been using the one that I got from me. I've been using that lately, and I quite like it actually. It's not bad. But I do think Clover is slightly better quality and design. But compared to the previous Knit Pro row counter, which I didn't like at all, this is pretty good. And I do like the fact that it comes in a little bag. It's just prettier and a bit more of a gift, I guess. I think it retails for about £5 off the top of my head, but I may be wrong. So I'm just going to take all these scissors and row counters out. Excuse me. And then I have some of these pretty stitch markers. I bought a pack of this myself, and I have one of these stitch markers in my little Notions toolkit, and I can't find the rest of them. I've no idea what I've done with them. Most of the time I use needles that are 4mm or smaller, but occasionally I want to use needles that are bigger than 4mm, and I've had a few of those projects lately, and I don't have that many stitch markers that fit like 5mm needles and things. So I've been looking for these lately, and I don't know what I've done with mine. So I've got a pack of those. I need to work out the price on those and things and price them all up. And then I got some crochet hooks for adding beads, which I'm not going to show you because they're just plain little crochet hooks. So I've got a few different varieties. Some of them, I think some of them are just like a stick. Most of them are just like a stick, like that one. That's called Twig. They retail, I think, around about £10 off the top of my head. Then we got like a little heart shape. They're made in wood. I'm not going to take them out of here. I may take 1 or 2 of them out at the show to use them for display. Like a drop. That was called drop. Yeah, drop. And then we got this one, which is a butterfly. It's called Utterly Butterly. But it's a butterfly. I'm going to take that one out. Okay. That's what that one looks like. They're beautiful. I love that one. So they're fairly light. They're quite big, but they are fairly light. Obviously this is not a shawl, so you don't really need a shawl pin. This is my Mobius, but you don't really need a shawl pin in this one. But they're quite easy to like stick through your knitting. So yeah, something a little bit new. It's just a few of the things I got for Yarndale. I also got some books today. Let me just grab those. So I got some of my own books. I ordered Easy Lace Knits, which is this one. I already have some of these left, so I just ordered a few of these. And I also ordered my other book, Beaded Lace Knitting, and that seems to be out of stock. So I don't think I'll have that for Yarndale. The only post-day delivery date between now and Yarndale, because we're leaving quite early this year, will be Tuesday. So unless it comes on Tuesday, which I don't think it will, because Monday's a bank holiday. So it looks like I will only have Easy Lace Knits at Yarndale, and whatever I have left will be in the shop afterwards. And like I said, I don't know whether this will be out before or after Yarndale, but I thought I'd just show you some of those things, and then I'll show you the yarn later on. in my spare bedroom at the moment, getting ready for Yarndale. I've got a box of yarn on the floor here which I need to unpack and twist. It is Manos for Uruguay, Fino and Merino, which means it probably usually comes in like hangs and it hasn't been twisted. Last time I priced them all as well individually. I'm not going to do that this time, just because I couldn't get the price labels I normally do, but I do have to check them all against the invoice and twist them all, so I thought I would show you what I've got while I do that. They all come in kind of hangs like this, so let's see what's in here. Sunday today, we're leaving for Yarndale a couple of days earlier than normal, which is not ideal, but there are reasons for that. I was teaching yesterday and I didn't get home till nearly 7 o'clock. I left home 8:15, I think, so it was a long day, really good workshop. And then I taught another place 2 days before that, so I just had one day in between workshops. I also have 3 deadlines this week, middle of the week. One sample is ready, but I haven't finished a pattern. Pattern is written in one size, so I just need to add the other sizes. The other garment is nearly ready. One of my sample knit is actually knit today, but I need to knit. It's quite a big colour on it, and I need to knit that and weave in the ends. And I'm struggling to finish that. And then there's a scarf which I've been knitting, which I need to finish today. Tomorrow's a bank holiday for the Queen's funeral. I will be working tomorrow, so my plan is I'd like to finish the scarf today, so I can focus on finishing the collar on this other sweater tomorrow. Taking a bit of time now to just pack some yarn, and then tomorrow I need to also pack, today and tomorrow, because we're packing the car tomorrow evening. I need to pack go through my samples and pack those. I need to go to a local shop today to try and get a new box for my patterns, and some display boxes for the show, and I think shops will be closed tomorrow, so I need to do that today. So I need to pack the yarn, the patterns are nearly done. I'm just printing a few last minute ones, and I need to price and label some new beads I got and pack those. I need to go through my samples and make sure they all look okay. I need to print labels to put on all the different displays so everyone knows how much the price is. And I've got this afternoon and tomorrow, and I'm really tired and I want to go back to bed. Oh, and I need to walk the dog. He's injured at the moment, so we can't walk him very fast, so at least that's one thing. So let's twist some yarn. This month is Vlogtober, so I'm actually filming this on the last day of September, so the first Vlogtober video will be on the 1st of October, and then I don't really know how many there are going to be this week because it's a really busy week. So I came back from Yarndale on last Monday, so I've had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and today's Friday at home. I've had to unpack all my yarn, go through it, count it all, update my website, but then I had to immediately repack the yarn because I have a local event tomorrow on the 1st of October. So by the time this video is out, that event will have been and gone. So I've got a local event tomorrow. It's just a small one-day show, although it's a lot bigger than it used to be. It started out quite small, but it's grown quite a lot, and there's some quite nice indie dyes and quite big businesses coming, so I'm quite excited. It hasn't. This is the first in-person event since 2019. It's called Three Bags Full Wool Market in Liskeard, Cornwall, and there are also, over the next 2 weeks, they're organising loads of woolly workshops. I'm teaching a few, so I'll let you know about those. So my phone I have my phone in like a clamp when I film, and the clamp's slightly broken. I need to replace it really, but it just flew out of the clamp and went flying on the floor. So the workshops I got coming up in Liskeard are on the 10th and 11th of October. I think it's lace knitting on the 10th, which is half a day, and I know there's still spaces on that one, so if you want a half a day lace knitting workshop, it's learning how to knit lace, but also useful if you have done a little bit of lace but you just want a bit of refresher or improving your skills. I'll have a few different options for people to work from, so you're brand new to lace knitting or you've done some lace knitting before but you just need a bit of a refresher or improve your skills or gain more confidence, then this will be suitable for you as well. And if you've never done lace knitting before, it's suitable for you. You just need good basic knitting skills to be able to knit, purl, cast off and cast on. And then I'm doing full day brioche on the 11th. I don't know whether there's any spaces up on the knot. I think there might be, but I think it's nearly full. So if you're interested in that, I'll pop the link to that below this video. I'm also doing spinny yarn. I think it's 25th of October, but I'll put all the dates below this video. I'm doing professional finishing techniques, which is a full day workshop, and I'll teach you everything you need to know about making sure your sweaters get a really professional looking finish. So how to sew up, how to weave in ends, how to we do three different, well, we do mattress stitch for sewing up, but in like 3 different ways. So we do sewing stitches to stitches, rows to rows, and stitches to rows. It's quite in depth. Short row shoulder shaping, 3 needle cast off, picking up stitches, 1 row buttonholes, which are amazing, and a few other things. So it's quite an in-depth workshop. So that's a full day of spinny yarn in October. I think it's 25th, but check below this video because I'll put the link there. There's also a page on my website with all my workshops listed at YarnAddict.co.uk. And then in November, I'm teaching 2 days of brioche at Spinny Yarn. One's a brioche basics, one is a brioche improvers. They may be full, I'm not sure. Contact Spinny Yarn if you're interested. Links will be below. And then the first weekend in November, on the Sunday, I'm teaching 2 workshops at Stitch Fest. So one workshop is a half day, I think it's 2.5 hours, of Selby mittens. They are Norwegian stranded colourwork mittens. And the other workshop I'm doing at Stitch Fest is professional finishing techniques. So that's half a day. So it'll be the same things I'm teaching at Spinny Yarn, but it won't be as in depth. We might just do mattress stitch rows to rows rather than stitches to rows and stitches to stitches and things like that. So we won't be able to cover as much because it's only half a day, but my full day workshop covers everything and my half day workshop covers some of it. It just depends on how big the class is and things like that. So all the links will be below if you're interested in any of those workshops. As I mentioned, we've been away at Yarndale. Yarndale was amazing. I've got a big video clip, so I will share that in a minute. So we actually left for Yarndale 2 days earlier than normal because we had to stop in Wales where my daughters live on the way. My youngest daughter was doing her driving test, and because reasons I won't go into here, she had to do it in her own car. So she actually bought a car at the end of August, and she's been practicing in her own car for the last month with either my husband or my other daughter. And she hasn't had any driving lessons for a month before she took her test because her driving instructor had to quit suddenly. I won't go into why, but So it was a bit stressful. So she had bought her own car, so we were just hoping she would pass. So we drove up to Wales 2 days before we went on to Yarndale, and I took her for a driving test and she passed. So that was really exciting. So I had quite a lot of knitting time. So it was quite stressful before we left because I had to have everything ready 2 days before. So we went on the Tuesday, and the day before that was the bank holiday for the Queen's funeral. So my husband was like, yeah, let's go out and do something. And I was like, no, I've got to pack yarn. I can't go out and do something. We're leaving for Yarndale tomorrow. I haven't got time. I also had deadlines, design deadlines that I had to finish and post on that Tuesday. So that weekend, that bank holiday weekend, for the Queen's funeral was really, really stressful. But I got everything done. We got away. We went to Wales. She passed the test, which is exciting, and we had a lovely afternoon with the girls in Wales, and then we drove on the next day to Yorkshire. We saw some friends on the way, and then on the Friday we went into Leeds because we normally stay in Bradford, which is about 35 minutes to drive to Yarndale, but hotels are usually a lot cheaper there. So we went to Leeds in the morning, had a look around the Leeds Dockside area, and went to the Royal Armoury Museum, which is not really my kind of thing, but Simon wanted to go, and I enjoyed it. It was quite interesting, but I've done it once. I'd be happy not to go again, but I think Simon would like to spend more time there. So it was a fantastic show as always. A lot busier than last year. Last year was very quiet. Sales last year were like 40% down on 2019, I think. 2019 was my worst year so far at Yarndale. That was definitely the worst year so far, and I've been to every single one. It was quite a big drop on 2017, 2018, but last year was a drop on that as well. So last year was like borderline, but it was really worth going on off. So this year the sales were back up, I think roughly to what like 2019 levels were, which, considering the fact that there's still a big problem with COVID, infection levels are actually, well, at least here in Cornwall, they appear to be higher now than they were a year ago. I don't know whether it's the same in the north of England, but that's certainly the case where I live. And obviously we also have the cost of living crisis. Energy bills are going to be sky high this winter. So I was quite nervous about what it's going to be like. I was worried about the people who are going to be spending anything. But so I was quite pleased. It went better than I had feared it would. Because we had a lot of driving to do, and my husband tends to do most of the driving, so I can knit, and most of that driving was on motorways. I brought a project I was working on as soon as I finished my last round of designs. So I had a deadline for two or three designs the day before we went to, I think it was 3 designs, 3 designs the day we left for Yarndale. I had to post 3 designs off. I only knitted one of them. One of my sample knitters knitted the other 2, but I had to do all the finishing on them, so I did do a bit in the last few days. And then I immediately had the cast on for a new design, which is due next week. I think the deadline might be the same day or the day before this video goes live. So I'm not going to really show it to you because I can't, because it's secret, but I will just show you a little sneak peek. That's the yarn I'm knitting with. And there are some other colours in it. So if I just do that, that's the wrong side, by the way. I'm not going to show you any more of that, but that's knitted in the round to the underarms, and then front and back separately to the shoulders. So I took that with me. When we left Cornwall, I just finished a rib, I think, and maybe done a few rounds on the stocking stitch. So I got loads done in the car. By the time we got to Yorkshire, I was nearly at the underarms. And when I decided how much yarn to bring with me, I'd wound all the yarn I thought I would need for it. And I thought, I'm not going to need all that because I'm not going to get that much knitting done once we're actually in Yorkshire. So I didn't bring that much of it with me. I brought the one skein because it has a main colour and then some other colours. So I brought the main colour and 3 out of the 5 other colours. because I knew that's what I'd need to get to the underarms, and I didn't think I'd get any further than that. Well, I did. So on the Sunday evening I was at the underarms, and then obviously we had the long drive home on Monday, and I had nothing to knit because I'd also finished my socks, so that was annoying. So I obviously had loads of yarn, so I did start another pair of socks, which I'll talk about in a minute. But before then, I'll show you the socks that I finished because they are on my lap. So I finished my all wool that ends wool socks. This is the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Don't know if you can see that. In the glow sticks colorway. From All Wool That Ends Wool. I'll put their link below. I walked past their store at Yarndale, but it was before the show opened on the Sunday and there was nobody there, and so I just walked past and pretend I hadn't seen it, because I would definitely have bought some more because their colorways are amazing. So I love these, and I was trying to make them match, and actually, oh wow, I hadn't actually looked at them. They match exactly. Look, I hadn't actually compared them, but they kind of match exactly. Look at that. Because the first ball, I just started it. I bought it at the Summer Wool Show in Bedford in end of July. And I think I started them at the show. And I just started knitting where it was. So when I started the second one, I just started, because I finished the first one. I don't know which was the first and second one, but I finished here, which is the last colour, because I knitted toe up. So the purple that I finished the Afterthought heel on is the last colour before you start the black. So I just started the second one with the black. And yeah, and I hadn't actually, because when I started it at home, but I knitted to kind of like there probably when we left for Yarndale. Then I knitted the rest at Yarndale, and I hadn't really compared to see if they were knitting up the same, and they are identical. I've taken a photograph of them and everything, and I didn't realise that they were matching. I haven't actually tried them on yet, but I hadn't actually noticed they were matching, so I'm quite excited about that. Because even when I've tried, I don't normally bother matching socks, but I want to try and match these. But even when I try and match it, I don't always manage to match it, because I guess my tension and things varies. So I've just noticed that they're matching, and I'm quite excited about that. Got a tiny ball of yarn left. So then, because I finished those on the Sunday, did I finish them on the Sunday? Yes, I think I finished them Sunday evening, because I took them to the show with me on Sunday. And the first hour on Sunday, first hour and a half, was really, really, really quiet. And I thought, because Saturday was a really good day, sales-wise, Saturday was quite good. We actually took the same in sales on Saturday as we did for the whole weekend last year. So I was quite excited after Saturday, but second day can be a bit unreliable. So we've had some Yarndales where the second day's been really, really, really quiet, and we've had some days where it's been quite good. So I didn't know what to expect on the second day, on the Sunday. So the first hour, so on the second sock, I was probably about here when we left home. So on the first day, mostly at the end of the day, I knitted up to probably about halfway up the leg. And then on the Sunday, I knitted quite a lot first thing in the morning, because it was really, really quiet, first hour and a half. We had a few people come and browse, but I think it took like an hour and a half till we got our first sale on the Sunday. And I was sitting there thinking, this is going to be a disaster. So I was sitting there knitting. I was obviously watching people and chatting to people and looking at people and saying hello and being friendly, but I was knitting a lot. And then the afternoon, the last hour and a half, is also very, very quiet. So I was knitting quite a lot then. So I managed to finish that on Sunday. And then I was like, all day Sunday, I was thinking, I need to cast on something else. So I was looking at the yarn that I actually sell, and there were two colorways that caught my eye. I meant to bring both of them in, but they're packed for, I can't find them at the moment. So I had these two colorways of Crazy Cyberball. There's this one. There was one that looked very similar, but it's a little bit lighter. And all day Sunday, I was thinking, which one shall I choose? And I went for this one, which is a darker one. I kind of wish I'd gone for the lighter one. So that's how it's knitted up. I kind of like it. A little bit dark. I'm coming into some yellows and pinks, so we'll see how that knits up. I must admit, I'm not loving this colorway. I did have two other yarns that I planned to cast on. So this is colorway 2528 of Crazy Cyberball, and at the time of filming this, I have one ball of this in the YarnAddict online shop. By the way, I have a discount, which I'll mention in a minute. But let's finish this segment first before I get more sidetracked. I had actually planned to cast some for these next, and then I also had the yarn that I bought in Norway, which I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can find it. When I was in Norway in beginning of September, I actually bought this yarn from a yarn show I went to in Norway, and it's sparkly, and I really fancy knitting some sparkly pink socks. So I thought this might be my next pair of socks when I finish the all wool, the ends wool rainbow socks. I thought I might start something with this. But then I also got this last time I was a spinny yarn a couple of weeks ago. I got this colorway. This is Opal Holidays. So it's just a basic sock yarn from Opal, but I just love those colors. So I wasn't sure which one of these to start next, and I did actually nearly take this one with me to Yarndale, but I didn't take it. So I kind of really want to cast on for this. I'm going on holiday middle of the month to Spain for a week to see my parents, and I was thinking I would take this with me and start casting for that. But now I've cast on a pair of socks, I don't know whether to cast on a second pair of socks in this one or whether to not. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Haven't decided yet. And then at Yarndale, I mentioned I purchased one thing. So I purchased this. So that is a little cloudberry. Cloudberry is berries that grow in Norway, in the north of the Arctic Circle. I mean, they grow other places as well. North of Sweden, north of Finland. I guess they probably grow in the Arctic regions of Russia, Alaska, Canada, places like that. They grow quite far north. They look a bit like raspberries, but they're yellow, or like orangey yellow, and they're really tasty. They're very, very nice if you whip cream and then mix it in with whipped cream. They're really, really nice. It's called cloudberry cream, and it's actually what we had for dessert for our wedding, because we got married in Norway, and we actually had that for dessert. So when I saw the Corner of Craft, I watched her YouTube channel, and when I saw that she was making these, she was doing like raspberries, blackberries and cloudberries. So when I saw these, because she's been making them on her YouTube channel lately, I was like, I gotta have one of these. But I didn't have time to go and look on the first day, and then the second day we had a look around before the show started, and luckily I think it was her husband who was on the stall, so I quickly grabbed one. I haven't used it yet because I wanted to make sure I remember to talk about it, so I can now put it downstairs in my knitting kit and use it. So I'm quite excited about that. But that's all I bought. So I've just had 2 yarn shows lately. I have quite a lot of yarn in stock, so I've decided to do 10% off everything that's on my website, because I only have like those shelves and a couple over there to fit in all the yarn. So when I buy stock in for shows, I can't always fit it all on my shelves. So I'm doing 10% off my website at the moment. So that's yarn, beads, there are some stitch markers, my books. I only have Easy Lace Knits at the moment because Be the Lace Knitting is sold out, and my distributor didn't have any when I ordered them, so I got Easy Lace Knitting at the moment, and I only have 5 of those at the time of filming this, so I don't know whether they'll have sold out by the time this video goes live. But you can get 10% off my website at the moment, and the code for that is autumn10, all one word, autumn10. I'll put all the links below as well, and that discount is until I think it's 10th of October, and then I'll post all the orders. The last orders will be posted on the 11th of October, and then from the 12th to the 19th of October the website will remain open, but I won't be posting any orders because I'll be in Spain. So I'll put a notice up to say that there will be no orders posted because I'll be in Spain. So if you want to order, you need to get your order in by the 10th of October, and then I'll post those on the 11th, and the discount will end on the 10th of October. So that's 10% off, and I'll put all the links and details below. I have a project that I basically decided to abandon. It's a project that I'm not really enjoying working on. I haven't worked on it for a while and I don't really like the yarn. So when I finished my last crochet blanket, I wanted to start a new one, and everyone kept saying that the Stylecraft Special DK is quite nice acrylic, and it's quite nice for crochet blankets. And I'm a bit of a yarn snob, I must admit. I don't particularly like acrylic. I don't like wearing acrylic. I wasn't quite sure what to do. I wanted to make a granny. I was thinking about making a granny stripes blanket, but I ended up making a giant granny square. So what I did was, I thought I'll try Special DK. I should have just got 1 or 2 balls of it and had a go with it. But I decided to buy a kit from Wool Warehouse. They have a lot of kits there by Lucy of Attic 24, and they come with a yarn pack and with a pattern. I'm not actually using the pattern. In fact, I need to try and find the pattern and give it to my daughter. But I started making a giant granny square, and that's how much progress I've made. But I just wasn't enjoying making it. I just wasn't enjoying working with the yarn. And I have another idea for a crochet blanket. So a couple of weeks ago, I took a picture of it all and sent it to my youngest daughter who's into crochet and said, do you fancy this yarn? Can you use it for anything? Do you fancy making a blanket? So she's basically taking it with her. She's actually home at the moment, and she's taking it back to Wales with her. So I'm actually even partially through a round. I haven't even finished a round I was working on. That's the right side. So I don't know whether she's going to carry on with this because her tension may not match mine, or whether she's going to use the yarn for something else. I don't know, but that's the colour I'm working with at the moment. So I'll show you the rest of it. So this is whole kit of all the yarn that I haven't started yet, and then all the colours I've used so far in here, and they're all wound together in here in my Yarndale bag from last year. And then I've also got some yarns from another design that I completed recently, which is not it's James C. Brett, is acrylic, and it's basically feels the same as Stylecraft. So she's taking this bag and this bag back to Wales with her today, on Sunday, and she will either carry on that blanket or she will use it for something else. At least I feel less guilty about not using it. She enjoys crochet at the moment, and she's a student, so she can't really afford to buy much. So I feel like I'm helping her out, and then I have the freedom to start something new. I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to start today, because I will be talking about it on Vlogtober this week. So if you're following me with my Vlogtober videos, you will probably already have seen it. So I'm filming this on the 30th of September, last day of September, and I'm going to try and film something later today or over the weekend on Sunday about my plans for a new blanket. So it will be out sometime. I may have already filmed and released that video, if not this coming over the weekend. But I'm basically going to start something else, and I have a very special idea for it, which will be interesting. So do watch out for my Vlogtober videos. So Vlogtober happens every year on YouTube. Apparently there is a Blogtober as well for people who are into blogs. I did think about Blogtober and resurrect my blog, but I don't know if I've got the will to do it. I'd rather do videos. I think I enjoy videos a lot more. So I'm doing Vlogtober again this year. The idea is, I think, that you post daily videos. I'm not doing every single day because I just don't have time, and I don't think I do enough interesting stuff to post a video every day. I might, on the days I don't post a video, I might just try and post like a short of me knitting or something like that. But I will try and post probably like 3 to 5 times a week. So there will be some knitting progress, some behind the scenes stuff, other things I get up to, walks in the countryside in Cornwall. Try and film a bit from my workshops, because I've got quite a lot of workshops this month, including quite a bit at the Knitting Hotel in Dawlish. I'm there this weekend for 2 days. I got some workshops in Liscard where I live. I got some workshops at Spinner Yarn in Bobby Tracy. I'm going to Spain for a week, so there will be quite a bit going on. But There won't be daily videos, but 3 to 5 times a week is my goal. I think that's what I did last year. So do check out the channel and see there's a special playlist for October, which I'll link at the end of this video. So I think that's it for this video. I wanted to mention my, I don't have it here, but if you go, I don't have this design here because I packed it for the show I'm doing tomorrow. But my brioche cowl is finally out. It was available at Yarndale in a printer version, and then now it's on my, and now it's available on Payhip and Ravelry. I'll put the links below, and I'll try and add some photos at the end of this video. It's knitted in 100-gram mini skein set from Manos or Uruguay Fino, and the colourful version, and then the pastel version I used 50 grams Lang Merino 200, which is a 4-ply version, and I used it with a mini skein set from Yarn Unique Yarn. I'm not sure it is Yarn Unique or Unique Yarn. But I'll put the links to that below. You can find all the details in the pattern. And that pattern is 25% off. I think it's until the 10th of October as well, but I'm not sure. But the details will be on the pattern page. And if you watch this later and the discount has ended, then there won't be any details on the pattern page. So if there's a discount, then the details are on the pattern page on both Ravelry and Payhip. And you could go and get the pattern, and then you could go to my website and get the mini skein set of Fino if you wanted to. But I'll put the details for that below. I've also done a project vlog which I posted at the end of September, and I've also done a blocking video. Well, I did a video on how I sew in the ends and how I blocked it, and I've also done a video on the clasped weft join that I used to join in the yarn for that cowl. So I'll put all the links to that below if you fancy having a look, and I'll add some pictures now. Okay, so I think that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to leave me a comment, please do. Let me know if you read Yarndale, what you thought of it. Let me know if you fancy going to Yarndale, if you've never been. It is a really good show. I was just saying to my daughter that it's a show that always seems to attract more crocheters than other shows. Loads of people wearing crocheted garments like granny square, granny stripes, various types of granny square blanket, sorry, not blankets, various types of granny square garments and cardigans. And I get more people at that show than any other show that I do say to me when they look at my patterns, oh, that's so pretty, but I don't knit, I only crochet. So it's really nice to see so much crochet, and I'm thinking maybe I should do some crochet designs. I have done crochet designs in the past. I did it for a few magazines several years ago, and I self-published a couple of patterns, but I decided to focus on knitting because it was just too much doing both crochet and knitting, and I'm not as good at crochet as I am at knitting, so designing and writing the pattern takes me a lot longer. And now I haven't done much crochet for a few years apart from blankets. It would probably even take me longer, so maybe not, we'll see. But Yarndale was fantastic, so let me know if you went and what you thought of it. Let me know if you are going to any other shows this year. The 3 Bags Full in Listgard is my final show this year. I'm teaching a Stitch Fest in Newton Abbot in November, but I'm not exhibiting. Maybe I'll exhibit next year, I haven't decided yet. So this is it, last show of 2022. It's been a lot better than last year, so that's good. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.